Hey everyone, it is High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the World Tournament best teams for Global, and this is going to be the 2020 year-end edition. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff, and always a shout out to DBZ Space and the Dokkan Wiki for info and images provided. So why is this the 2020 year-end? Yes, we're going to have a World Tournament up and coming, but I think there's going to be only one more that we might get, and there's not going to be really any changes with the best teams. So this will be the final best teams for World Tournament for 2020. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into the breakdown. So this up and coming World Tournament will be the 34th World Tournament. In a sense, we have caught up with JP, especially on the World Tournament reward unit, in this case the long hair future Trunks, but we finally get to catch up on the local reward in LR Demon King Piccolo. So it seems like JP's had this unit forever, and finally Global is going to get its hands on it. So happy about that, but I'm really not happy about completing World Tournament. We all know that this mode is awful. Bandai Akatsuki, you need to change this up. I'm looking forward to the 6th-year anniversary to see if they're going to do anything with the World Tournament. This is a tired mode. Yes, people still play it, but it's just usually just to get some basic rewards, and that's it. Even myself, I just get to what, 31, 32 million points to get the guaranteed reward, and I call it a tournament. So I don't grind to top 1,000 anymore, and things of that nature. So Bandai Akatsuki, I hope you guys do something different with the World Tournament. Anyway, we're not gonna bash on World Tournament. This is a best teams edition, so let's go ahead and jump into the best teams. So how I build these teams is focusing on 30 times difficulty. Yes, you can run maybe 10 times or 15 times to actually get enough wins or points, but 30 times difficulty is probably the most efficient way of doing it, and I want to make sure that these teams really wipe out the field in one shot, possibly two if needed. That's why I don't really feature too much of the 120 teams that you can run, and also just only feature a few 150 teams, so 150 leader skill teams, I mean. So anyway, on top of that, how I build my teams, I always have a Tech SR Jocko and a Int SR Chaozu. The reason why is these two units just make your life so much easier on the World Tournament. It does have a 100% chance to stun all enemies for one turn only. It just makes it easier to put your units, to put your AoE units up front, so you can go ahead and make sure that you can just destroy the entire team with one or two shots. So if you don't have these units here, do your best and make sure that you don't bother these units when you are summoning. Very important to have these two SR units. So how I build the teams, you'll see, is that you're only going to see 5 different characters, because yes, you need 7 to fill out a full team with a friend, but just know that a Tech Jocko and an Int Chaozu are always on these teams, okay? Generally speaking, I also bring a support unit. Sometimes you also have key issues due to the fact that you only could be using the leader skill and you don't have a friend leader skill to go along with it, all right? So let's go ahead and now dive into the top teams, starting with, in a sense, I would say most people think or wonder if this is still the top team, because for what, like 3 years now, maybe somewhere around 3 years, Strength Broly has been the king of World Tournament. However, there is a new king, and we're going to talk about the new king after I break down these teams here. That's features 2 STR Brolys as the main AoE units. So anyway, I would say these are the best teams that you can run with Strength Broly, and I would say that these would be the top tier units or top tier teams with maybe 2 to 4, 2 to 5. 2 to 5 is probably the rankings for these, because there is a new number 1. So let's go ahead and start on top there, and the Movie Boss's full power team with a physical extreme full power Broly as the leader. All these teams here run a double strength Broly. This team here, I like to bring a Turles as a support unit, along with a Fat Boo because he does orb change and he's also AoE unit as well. So you'll see Fat Boo in quite a bit of teams because he's actually very, very usable in World Tournament here. You also can have some substitutions, as for example, you can bring a Krillin if you don't have Fat Boo, or you don't want a support unit for some apparent reason. I think that top team does really need a support because you do have some key issues at times. And then if you need another AoE unit, you can probably bring like a EZA strength cell. So anyway, that's I think the top team that you're able to run with the double strength Broly. The next best team on there would be a Target Goku Androids. This team actually runs fairly nicely. Again, double strength Broly, but you're going to be bringing a Cell as another AoE unit, LR Cell or EZA strength cell, and then I would bring a Extreme Int Metal Cooler as the support unit. So the EZA Metal Cooler is a very, very viable and good unit to run as a support on that team. So there you have it. I would say the best and the second best when it comes with the strength Brolys. Now the bottom two, the Pure Saiyans one, all right, there's so many variations. However, it's 150% leader skill, so it's a little bit less damage there. Only about 20%, but still, you can bring the AGL Nappa on here, the LR Nappa, and we'll talk about him in a second. But you could also bring a ton of different other options as AoE units, right? Well, this is also making sure that you understand that the reason why I'm building it this way is if you don't have physical full power Broly, because if you did have physical full power Broly, you would just run the movie boss's full power team. It's I think better team. And once again, you can be bringing the AGL Turles as a support, or you can bring in the Int Broly and Paragus as a support as well. So finally, the bottom team there, I think a lot of people don't run this team anymore, but still very, very viable, is Resurrected Warriors with Int Golden Frieza as the leader. Yeah, I think it's a great team to run. EZA Metal Cooler again as a support unit. You can also bring in like Kid Buu and other AoE units. Fat Buu again, Majin Vegeta, a little bit tougher to use as Majin Vegeta because you have to get it, him to 18 key there, but all in all, this is still very, very viable. Works very well. You're bringing that double strength and easy to find a friend because everyone puts strength Broly. Hopefully it changes in this World Tournament, but the problem is more people have strength Broly than this next unit that I'm going to be talking about, which is the new king of World Tournament. And I should have probably put them on top the last video I did, but after I ran the team and I go, wait a minute, this is so much easier, and that is the Transformation Boost Terrifying Conquerors with Strength Cooler as the leader with the new king of World Tournament, and that is LR AGL Nappa and Vegeta. We just say LR Nappa, right? So this team here is a breeze to use. There's no key issues, or at least none that I've really messed with. Maybe at times I've had a really, really bad rotation, but yeah, usually it's a breeze, no problem. I don't have to use any items. I am bringing also physical Broly on here, and there's a bunch of other units you could bring here. The reason why this is just so much easier is Transformation Cooler has also, if he's on the rotation, provides an LR Nappa with a 50% buff to attack, along with the 170% to his leader skill to attack. So that Terrifying Conqueror's boost for enemies over 2, and if you're Terrifying Conqueror, +3 to key, attack and defense 50% is just massive, and just he wipes out everybody because people are still using Strength Broly, and you're gonna have type advantage. So yeah, this is the #1 team. I would say not even close, actually. For those who have ran this team, you guys know, no key issues, rip through 30 times difficulty with a breeze, and you're also using EZA Metal Cooler for a support unit as well. So yeah, anyway, this is the #1 team once again, and for those who can run it, enjoy it, because really easy to do. Now let's go ahead and talk about some honorable mentions and other teams that you can run as well, just to help people that don't have these top tier units. And these are some other teams that you can run. I actually put the Majin Buu Power Absorption team on here just because it is a fun team to run. It can do enough AoE damage for 30 times, especially if you have a support unit on there. With the Strength Fat Boot, they have to be rainbowed though, SA10 rainbowed, to make sure that it causes enough damage there. But they can do it, and they are orb changers. AoE works out well. And don't forget that that LR Buhan is a +40 key, so it makes it a lot easier to make sure you max out at 12 key on there. So yeah, definitely doable, but you might have some issues. Like all these teams, there might be some issues dealing with 30 times difficulty. The next team is a Androids team without Android 13 as the leader. So no target Goku, so you're going to be working mostly on a double LR physical cell. And you can use the support as as the LR51, things of that nature, and kind of goes in line with the Time Travelers team. That's at 150, a little bit weaker, and you're using also a double physical cell. Now the issue with running double physical cell, usually you're going to come up against teams with the Broly, the Strength Broly, and that's going to be type disadvantage. However, if more people are going to be running Nappa, then it should be no problem on that. So finally, there's also the Super Saiyans team, Planet Namek team, Namek Saga team with the Strength Transforming Goku. You can run this, second form Frieza and AGL Frieza, and then also bring in a friend of physical Broly. Once again, this is saying that you don't have physical Broly on your team. That could be a combination there. Now, one team I didn't put on here because in a sense I ran out of room and I didn't want to make another slide on this, is a AGL Bardock as the leader. And you can run the EZA Raditz on there. You're going to need a couple supports on there to make sure that it can handle 30 times, but you might have some issues there, but it is feasible to actually do that. So anyway, these are kind of honorable mentions, some other teams that you can run, but definitely the top 5 teams are these 4 teams here, plus LR Nappa. All right, so finally, just to provide a little bit more reference, if you have to run a 120 team, then those are the leaders on the top on Extreme and Super, and unfortunately Extreme does have the advantage on AoE units versus the Super team on there. So if you do have Zamasu, Transformation Frieza, or with Rose, you have to have all types, so you got to make sure that works out as well. But anyway, you guys get the picture of 120. Like I said, I don't think 120 is as good to actually do on 30 times, but do it at your own risks. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish out with this summary here. The number 5 best team, I would say Resurrected Warriors with the double strength Broly. You can go number 4 with Pure Saiyans with the double strength Broly, or you can do a double LR Nappa as well. All right, you can do that as well. Number 3 is the Target Goku and Androids with Android 13, double strength Broly again, and then finally probably the best double strength Broly is the Extreme Physical Full Power Broly there, also as AoE units. And then number 1, once again, I would say by far, is Transformation Boost and Terrifying Conquerors with the Transformation Cooler with a double LR Nappa. So the new king has been crowned. I'm sure a lot of people already crowned him, but on finally my video here, he's been crowned as the new king of the World Tournament, and will probably stay there for quite some time unless they revamp this horrible mode. So anyway, hopefully you guys have a good World Tournament, enjoy the World Tournament, and get your Demon King Piccolo. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.